RC.
Prop stage 2 fuel bleed has already been performed. Are you good to skip?
Prop's good with that.
Copy that. Entering 0 to skip stage 2 fuel bleed.
OSM, per step 57.1, verify flight hazard area roadblocks are established.
Verified.
Copy.
LC, flight hazard roadblocks have been established. Entering 1 to continue with Yoda.
A supplemental weather brief is not required.
Copy that. Entering 0 to skip. RC, report the downrange tracking station status.
Downrange tracking network's ready to go.
Copy that. Entering 1 to proceed. Rock, report range status.
Range status is proceeding.
Copy. Proceeding. GNC, verify winds aloft are acceptable for loads and control authority, and verify ground winds are within launch limits.
Winds aloft are acceptable, and ground winds are within launch limits.
Copy that. Entering 1 to proceed. Flight software, verify consoles have no critical errors.
That's verified.
Copy that. Proceeding.
This is Falcon Launch Control, T-minus 34 minutes, 55 seconds and counting. We'll look at some video now taken just after 3 a.m. this morning when the strongback was pulled back from the Falcon 9 rocket in preparation for the final part of the countdown operations. And while we're watching that, we'll continue to listen to our launch conductor Brian Childers from SpaceX, as well as the SpaceX launch director, Brian Mosdell, as they work through our procedure to get us to a 4:55 a.m. launch this morning. Our weather forecast has been updated. We just have a 20% chance of not meeting our launch weather criteria this morning. At T-minus 34 minutes, 13 seconds and counting, this is Falcon Launch Control. We're back live with a live picture of the Falcon 9 on Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral. 32 minutes until our liftoff time. The Falcon 9 with the Dragon spacecraft is 157 feet in length and 12 feet in diameter and weighs 735,000 pounds. 9 SpaceX Merlin engines power the Falcon 9. The rocket is held down on the pad and not released for flight until all propulsion and launch vehicle systems are confirmed to be running properly. After liftoff, the first stage will burn for 3 minutes before separating from the rest of the rocket. A single Merlin engine on the second stage will burn for 5 3/4 minutes before the Dragon separates from the Falcon 9, 9 minutes 35 seconds after launch. After the liftoff, mission control for the Falcon 9 and the Dragon spacecraft will be at the SpaceX Mission Control Center in Hawthorne, California. Dragon will have a link with a series of ground tracking stations around the world and also will be using NASA's Tracking and Data Relay satellite system. During the Dragon's approach to the International Space Station, NASA Space Station Mission Control Center in Houston will also be involved in the approach and berthing activities. At the time of launch, the International Space Station will be located about halfway across the North Atlantic Ocean between Labrador and Ireland. At T-minus 30 minutes, 32 seconds and counting, this is Falcon Launch Control.